friends. So here we are with part 10 of our Flipgrid Geeking PD. This segment, we're going to take a look at two options that are kind of the same but different, but allow us to bring more people involved into the learning process of our students through two different variations. One, a co-pilot or co-pilots, and guest mode. So we're going to take a look at both of these for you to kind of just explore about how you can protect your students, but also open up the possibilities for global and family collaboration. So let's take a look at this here first. The first one we're going to look at is co-pilots. Co-pilot is going to allow you to do is, say I am a sixth grade team and we are doing some work together, or maybe I'm doing a global read aloud, maybe Pernille Rip's amazing global read aloud stuff, and I've partnered with another school in another state or country. Myself and this teacher could both be co-pilots within one Flipgrid, meaning that I don't have to be the only educator that's moderating, giving feedback, editing, doing all those things. So if this were the case here, this Flipgrid Geeking PD, say I wanted to lead this PD with another one of my colleagues, I could go up here. I'm in the grid itself at the very top. Remember, we have this flip code, which we can see our grid as a student, but right next to it is this airplane. Add a co-pilot. Now, what this does is whoever I give this email to, they have to have a Flipgrid account. So that's your first caveat. They can do everything you can do except one thing, and that is that they cannot delete the grid. But they can add topics, they can do video response, they can give feedback, they can do all the things that you do. Basically, a co-teacher, a co-facilitator for that work. And anytime you want to go back to that, you can just click this here, learn about co-pilots, and it's going to give you everything you need to know about it as well. But all we're going to do here is we could add a person. So, and you can see here I don't have an account, so it's not going to show. But basically, you would add them to this, and they are going to then have access to that Flipgrid to do all the work that you can do. I've seen this be helpful in a couple ways. The one that I've read on the blog and online is, say I'm working with another teacher. Like one week I could create the prompt and the topic and lead that and give the feedback, and the other person can get a break. And then the next week they create the prompt and the topics and kind of go back and forth balancing the work. So it's just a really great way to build some collaboration and some leadership among you and your peers. And maybe you're doing it as your whole grade level, whole first grade task or something like that. You could just have one Flipgrid where it all works together that way. At this time, there is no way to change ownership. So if I create the Flipgrid and I add co-pilots and then I want to say give my colleague the complete ownership, you can't do that. So whoever creates it still is the owner. Co-pilot can do everything but delete the grid. Now, let's transition to something else. Let's say that I want to bring in a guest speaker. It's career day. Normally we would bring lots of people in, like into your gym or to your community center, and kids got to explore careers. But now here we are in these remote times. How do we maybe replicate that where we have a lot of guests come in? We still want to capture the learning, or maybe you want to take something for your parents to be able to interact with, or it's a learning event at your school in the evening and you want kids to teach their parents a skill and you want to record that. However you want to use this, you can create a guest mode. Now what guest mode allows you to do is I can pick and choose what I want people outside of the Flipgrid itself to see. So let's say this is my classroom and I don't want the public or guests to see these other topics, but I do want them to participate in this air guitar challenge. So what I can do is I can go here to actions on this particular topic. And on here, you can see that I can add guest right here, add topic guest. Now what that's going to do, as it shows here, is it's going to make it easy for the family members, experts, or anybody else that has access to this link to join this topic. And when I turn this on for this topic link, you're going to see something that's going to happen here. This is the link that I would share with them. This is the QR code that I would print in the hallways for them to come to this station and do their air guitar. I would give this link out in a newsletter for them to participate. But I can turn this on and off. So maybe I just want people to see the videos. I don't want them to actually record or add anything to it. I could just take this link off. Now, let's say I've posted, the event has come and gone, we've done career day, I've got all my guest videos, I've got 20 different speakers, and it's over, I don't want anybody else to have access to that link. I don't want the link to be working anymore. One, I could just turn it off, or two, I could always just create a new link. And when I do that, you're going to see I'm going to get another link right here, and that previous link will no longer work. So maybe I just need to reset it or have a new one. If I get someone that I don't want to have access to, I can go ahead and do that. So this is another great way to get people involved in the learning, but not forcing them to have to see everything, protecting the subject you don't want other people to see, just giving them access to a small topic within your much larger grid. So for the set here, for this particular video, all right, so here's what the guest mode looks like for the guest. Okay, so I am here. Let me just kick out of this. I'm going to go into incognito mode. So therefore, I'm not linked up to my account. There's nothing associated with it. This is the guest mode link that we just created. And what you're going to see here is this page. This is what it looks like. It almost looks like student view. But as you can take a look here, I can see a couple things. I mean, one, I could toggle the light mode or dark mode depending on that. But here's all the links, the topic, the links that I added to this particular thing. And here it is. In this case, the guest mode has an opportunity to record. And I think this is what a lot of you want to be able to see. So I hit this plus button, and you're going to see here's what it's going to ask of the guest. They have to provide their first name and their last name. Email is not required, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick it in here for the thing that might be. And you can notice here, you want to enter your email if you are the guest speaker or the participant, if you want to be notified of any replies. So if people respond to you, say you have a guest speaker and kids are going to give video question prompts back, then they're going to want to put their email in. So we're doing this with the global project right now with the waste management. And the gentleman there has an account, and so then he gets notified when people post questions about what he's sharing about how we're handling waste. So once they hit the Let's Go button, it's going to ask them obviously to turn on their microphone and access all that, but they can go ahead and then post their video as a guest. So here this video is here. I'll just create a real quick one. Hello, I am the guest, blah, 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 blah. So that video is beautiful. I'm going to do a quick little selfie. Beautiful. All right, so as a guest then, they're going to, there we go, have their name, their title, whatever they want to put in there. I'm going to submit this video as a guest. There it is. Now, back for me as an educator, when I'm in this Flipgrid account, I'm going to be able to see the video loaded as a teacher. So we did that down here in guest mode. There's the video right there. I can open this up. There is the post. Okay. Now, from a student perspective, they can also see this as well. So the student lens is going to be able to see those guest videos. There's the response right there. They could add to it, that sort of thing. So that's what it looks like in guest mode for those that are participating, where it's a virtual speaker, a participant, a parent, that type of thing. So hopefully that helps give you some perspective of what that guest mode looks like when they actually use it. To share down here on number 10, I want you to create a video response. Let me know your thoughts. How are you using Copilot? How have you found this to be beneficial? If you're using it, please share your wisdom so others can learn from you. Number 2, maybe it's future planning. How could this be helpful to you as you're thinking about next year, next fall, the next steps of your Flipgrid journey? And then guest mode. How do you see guest mode playing a helpful role in the work that you're doing? As a lot of you are starting to build a more robust Flipgrid environment, how could that guest mode be beneficial to your teaching, your learning, your connecting to the community, to the world at large? Let me know your thoughts. Let's collaborate here. Let's share some ideas so that we can all be winners together. All right, my friends, as always, stay awesome. Peace.